Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fair Trade Friday. It's great to be here on another Friday, talk about some more fair trade principles. And I'm coming to you from my garden sanctuary area. The weather's cooled off and it's really nice outside, so I thought I would do it outside instead of in my normal studio area that I normally do this from. If I get the opportunity to come outside and do it outside, that's pretty cool. So you can kind of see my little garden sanctuary here. Got all kinds of plants. This is my grapevine, and I didn't trim it right this year, so I only got like one bunch of grapes, which is very interesting. But uh, I just love being out here. It's very peaceful. It's very comforting. I hope you have a place that you can go for some peace and quiet. This is a very peaceful area where I live, and I'm in the very back corner of the complex. On the other side of me is a college, and college isn't in session, so um, it's pretty quiet most of the time, and I can come out here with some tea and chill out, except when the dogs are running around. That's barking at the Amazon truck that comes. So anyway, so I just thought I'd do that here today. The concept I was going to talk about today is the fair trade principle, ensuring the rights of children. So there are 9 fair trade principles, and as a member of the Fair Trade Federation, when I submitted my initial application and then during the renewal process, they always look and make sure that anybody that we're doing business with, any of our practices, that we are following these 9 principles of fair trade. And ensuring the rights of children means that children are entitled to play, to go to school, to get educated, to actually have those things in life that they can develop. They're not meant to be forced into labor. And that's one of the things that they make sure, that we're not doing any forced labor. We have no children that work. I mean, sometimes the little kids are around with their mothers when they're making beads or whatever, but we don't have any children that are working, uh, and certainly none that are no forced labor. But like I've mentioned before, the chocolate industry is a big industry that some of the big chocolate manufacturers like Hershey's, Mars, those, and many, many more are buying their product from places that force children into labor. And I went to Whole Foods today. We have Whole Foods here in my area. And I thought I'd buy a few fair trade chocolates so I could show you what to look for just in chocolate. And I've mentioned before, taking one product that you might not have thought about before and making a change and making sure that you purchase that product only fair trade sources can make a difference in at least one little area, at least making yourself aware of something. Maybe you're a coffee drinker, buy fair trade coffee. Maybe you're a tea drinker, buy fair trade tea. Actually, Kenya is the number 3 exporter of tea behind India and Sri Lanka. So a lot of tea comes out of Kenya. There's a Fair Trade Federation member called Just Tea, and I love their tea. Their tea is grown in Kenya, and I have a couple of their herbal teas. And there's one hibiscus, berry hibiscus, I think it's called, is one of my favorites. And actually, I just came across a veteran-owned business, a female veteran-owned business that does tea as well, and I just ordered some of that tea, so I'm looking forward to getting that. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to have like a fair trade label on it, but if you can trace back to where the products are made. For instance, fairy tale brownies sometimes I like to send to customers who have or clients or whatever, that send some fairy tale brownies as a thank you gift. And of course, those have chocolate in them. And I had to trace to where they source their chocolate from. It's Belgian chocolate. And I had to source where that chocolate came from. And I did find out that it is basically fair trade, even though it doesn't have a fair trade label on it. Now, I picked up, I've talked about these brands before. Lily's is one of my favorites because it's sugar free, but I've been off of chocolate lately. But it says no sugar added. But you see right there, there's a bug. right there, there's that's a fair trade certified label. It means that, whoops, the chocolate, yeah, there we go. The chocolate is coming from a fair trade certified source. So you can, and I think this one, does this one say, I think one of them says you can go on their website, but you could go to lilies.com and see, but that's what you want to look for. That little emblem right there is one of the things that you want to look for. This is one of my favorite. It's dark chocolate with peanut butter, but let me see, there it is. There's a little logo. It is also non-GMO, but the fact that it has that fair trade certified logo means that the chocolate comes from fair trade sources. Let's see, I did get, this is Green and Black's organic, and they also have USDA organic, non-GMO, verified, and then it says fair trade, and there's a little arrow here, and the arrow points to the back. Is this the one that said you could go? No. No, this isn't the one. There's one of these I was looking at, but you could go to their website as well. But that's what you want to look for, that fair trade logo right there. And this one, I've seen this one, Tony's chocolate, and I got things that I would eat, so I guess I'm going to be eating some chocolate over the next however long. But this one has it on the back, right there on the back. You see it right there, and it says cocoa mass, sugar, cocoa butter, traded in compliance with fair trade standards. Total 89%. Visit www.info.fairtrade.net so you can go check this out. So this is made in Belgium, and also you could go to their website as well. So you can do some research, but you can't put that logo on your product unless has been verified to be, or certified to be fair trade. And this is this one right here. It says empowering women, and it says see back. Fair trade cocoa grown by family farmers in Ghana. And fair trade cocoa, sugar, and vanilla. 80% sugar may be mixed with non-certified sugar on a mass basis. Visit info.fairtrade.net/sourcing. So you can check out all of these products. And these are all things that I found on the shelf in Whole Foods. And I could have gotten more. There were many more that had this fair trade logo, this fair trade certified logo. So fair trade certified, there's a difference between fair trade certified and fair trade verified. So I'm a verified member of the Fair Trade Federation. I don't grow sugar or I don't grow products like that. Fair trade certified is where they certify the sugar, the cocoa, the cotton, and things like that. Actually, I bought some Bowl and Branch sheets, and their cotton is certified fair trade. So, and they have fair trade practices in their brand. So chocolate was one of the first, chocolate and tea were one of the first things that I started paying attention to, especially chocolate when I found out about the child labor problem regarding chocolate. So it goes back to our ladies in Kenya struggle to pay the school fees and put their kids in school. Every child has the right to be able to go to school and to learn, and a lot of these children in the chocolate industry are kidnapped from their families, and they're forced into these labor camps, and they're forced to work like that for years. They don't get to go to school, they don't get educated, they don't get to play, they don't get to be children, they don't get to have that child experience. So the problem is when we buy things that are forcing children into labor, then we're a little bit part of the problem. And can we fix that? Everything across the board? No, but like I said, you can pick one product that you regularly buy and switch to fair trade. If everybody took the time to do something like that, to find one product and make it fair trade, there's You can, if you have a church, they can serve fair trade coffee. They can become a fair trade congregation and serve fair trade coffee and use fair trade sugar, serve fair trade tea, and make a difference that way. And then you buying your chocolate, make sure that you do some research on the chocolate industry. And I actually have to, interested in this because this says empowering women, which is one of our slogans with baskets and beads. So I want to go do a little more research on this. This is dark chocolate hazelnut truffle. OMG. That's, I'm just salivating. Maybe I'll have this for dinner. But it, yeah. So this is also a certified B corporation, which is another level of certification. Oh, this says vegan. This is vegan. Interesting. This says vegan on it. I'm just reading this for the first time because I went around and I went through when I was at the store and I grabbed a bunch of chocolate that had the fair trade label on it. And I mean, I know about Lily's. Lily's is one that I've eaten often. They have this. This is dark chocolate. They also have milk chocolate, and then they have a lot of different chocolates, and it's sugar free, but it is fair trade. So take the time to research those things and see what kind of difference you can make in the life of a child simply by making sure the products you purchase like this are fair trade, and that you're not supporting something that forces children into labor. Now, it's hard to know that with everything because I'm sure I have plenty of products I'm sitting here looking around that were made in places where children were forced into labor. And not a lot I can do about that particular thing with all the things that I'm just kind of looking around, like furniture, and I have an umbrella out here, and I do have a fair trade birdhouse up there, right up there, that birdhouse. That came from Trades of Hope, and no birds have used that yet, but it's okay. So I just wanted to share that with you. That's the fair trade principle of the week: ensure the rights of children. So I'm every week going through all the different fair trade principles to share those, to bring education, I guess, about those fair trade principles, and so people can understand. Because I've been, like I said, last week I've been running ads, and there are people who are doubting the ethics of baskets and beads, and it's not that they're doubting that, they're just throwing that comment out there flippantly just to stir up mess, and people do that online. It's unfortunate, but in case there is, because I am running ads right now, and in case there's somebody who was like, oh, let me find out more about how this baskets and beads does their business. And like I said, we are a verified member of the Fair Trade Federation. I just got word that our renewal was accepted, and so we are continuing as a verified member of the Fair Trade Federation, which means that our practices are considered to be fair trade, ethical, and meeting the 9 principles of fair trade. You can visit fairtradefederation.org if you want to find out more about the 9 principles of fair trade that the Fair Trade Federation looks at businesses like mine and other businesses that have different products and that are working with artisans in other countries, or even locally or globally, and check that out. If you're local to Long Beach, make sure you stop by Fair Trade Long Beach and visit the baskets and beads space there. This past week, I think they're done filming. They were filming an episode of 911 in that area where the Fair Trade store is, so all the parking lots were all kind of used up, or we couldn't. I went up there one day and I had to kind of scrounge to find a parking space because all the parking was blocked off from that. That was pretty interesting. But go have a visit there, or go online. Check out the online store at basketsandbeadskenya.com. I have been very busy shipping both retail and wholesale. I'm delivering a big wholesale order tomorrow of soapstone, and I've have a couple other orders. One one's waiting for payment to go out, another one, well, the one I'm delivering, and then we had a great time at Safari Park and down there in San Diego last weekend. They have asked to keep the products for 30 days, which I'm excited. The only ones that didn't sell very well, the chunky necklaces, but the bracelets sold really well, and the Dina necklace. The long paper beads, they may keep those. I don't know. They're keeping the medium paper beads, but definitely the bracelets and definitely the Dina necklace. So I'm excited for the opportunity for the ladies to be able to potentially be a part of Safari Park down there in San Diego. I went down there on Sunday. I had a friend go on Saturday. It was a nice little spot in their bazaar, and the products are still there. So if you are in the neighborhood of visiting Safari Park and you wander into the bazaar gift shop, you will see Baskets and Beads Kenya products there. And excited for the opportunity for the ladies. Looking forward to being able to go back to Kenya again. I'm hoping this year, but I'm not sure because of the way the COVID shutdown is still on over there and the way things are going. I'm praying I'll get to go again this year, but might not be till next year. But we'll just see. That's all in God's time. Like I say, it's whatever he makes way for. So I'm happy either way. I've got lots of leaves here. Ooh, I'm uh I'm leaning on my chair and it started to give way a little bit. This I've had this for a lot of years. This lasted a pretty long time, but the I don't know if you can see right here the stuff is coming loose. It's coming apart. It's all starting to fall apart, and the sun's kind of beat it up. So I don't know. So I'm wondering, does anybody? Yeah, it is hard to travel, Elizabeth. It was hard. It was hard for me to travel there in June. I'm grateful that I got in and got out when I did because I wouldn't have been able to gather with the ladies had I gone any later. I've mentioned that before, and I'm just grateful that I was able to see them, and I'm grateful for. Like I said, we're running ads, and the orders are coming in like crazy. So I'm excited about that. A lot of people are purchasing baskets and beads and having their own products come to them. I've shipped something out every day. I just have to. Right before this, I was processing a couple of orders to drop in the mail tomorrow, and tomorrow there's a wholesale order going out, and uh, I'm, I have some other order I think that's going out, but I'm excited about that and encouraged by the amount of orders coming in and looking forward to what the future holds. We're working on in the background getting some introductions to some other stores that might carry the products. I have a couple of things in works with somebody who's helping me with that, and those are the type of things that I need are obviously exposure, the opportunity to speak in front of groups and share the story. So if you have a group that I actually am going to be speaking to a small group from that's part of the couple's part of my veterans group, but they have a small group that they want me to come and speak, and I'll be doing that a couple of weeks, maybe, I don't know, but it it's those kind of things. Whether it's in person, obviously in person right now is still kind of dodgy because of COVID type of things. But whether it's in person or online, I'm happy to share the story. I've had a lot of groups invite me to share the story of the ladies and how I got started and how they what they make and how they make it and how they operate. I'm happy to share that story with your group. If you'd like to, you can reach out to me. You can either PM me here on Facebook, or if you're on YouTube, you can email me at eldana at basketsandbeadskenya.com, and I will get back to you and we can work out a time for me to come and share the story. I have slides, I have videos, I have all types of things I can share and show you so your group can meet the ladies and know who they are and see some of the things that they make and how they make them. I have some videos where they're making a few things, and it's really interesting to see how they make things like the paper beads and the beaded baskets and all the things. So love to share that with your group. You can PM me or reach out, Eldana at basketsandbeadskenya.com. That's all I have to share for this evening. On Sunday, we are going to continue our series of the Go Pink rules of engagement, and I'm going to be talking about releasing resentment. Resentment is the poison that we take that we think kills other people, but it really kills our spirit. And I will share, I have a lot to share about that because I had a lot of resentment towards a lot of people, my parents for being alcoholics and messing up my childhood, and other people for doing not so nice things to me. And the way I got past it and the way that I have peace, Amani in Swahili is peace. Imani is faith. Amani is peace. So the way I have Amani, peace, I have peace that the Bible talks about, peace that goes beyond understanding, and I have that, and I am grateful for that. And I am sitting out here. I'm going to sit out here on my little patio. Maybe I will enjoy some chocolate. I would encourage you to go if you have if you have a Whole Foods or something like that, a store that has kind of some different holistic type things, or different types of chocolate. Even some of the stores, like some of the regular grocery stores, are carrying some of this type of fair trade chocolate. But go look for the fair trade logo right there, the fair trade certified logo, which means that this chocolate is fair trade certified and their practices are fair trade, and that they don't force children into labor, which was what our fair trade principle, ensure the rights of children, was about tonight. And we definitely ensure the rights of children at Baskets and Beads. Actually, I'm preparing a presentation. There's 5 kids that need school fees paid for, and I'm preparing a presentation to go to an organization to see if maybe they'd be able to cover their school fees, so these children have the opportunity to go to school and learn and get educated. Education is the key. So if kids can get educated instead of being forced into labor, that's the key. That's what being part of fair trade is about, to make sure that those children have that opportunity to go to school, and that I'm not supporting, like for chocolate especially, I'm not supporting children that are forced into labor. If you have not heard me talk about that before, there is a couple of blog posts about it, or you can just Google child labor in the chocolate industry, and there's a Washington Post article, I think it was Washington Post, that will come up, uh, and you can see the whole article about these children and how they're forced into labor, and then make a decision to pick a fair trade product. I'd love for you to post in the comments uh, one product that you choose to purchase that's fair trade, whether it be chocolate, coffee, tea, sugar, or even something with fair trade cotton in it. Uh, those type of things. Pick something. I'd love to hear what it is that you're doing to support fair trade. Even if you're not a fair trade business like me, you can always do something to uh, support fair trade, and make it so you're helping to make a difference in the life of a child. All right, everybody, until Sunday, and I will see you soon. Nakupenda.